Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season X. We are here for round 8 out of 22. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. 15 drivers at the moment for this 18-minute dry qualifying session. Still waiting for 2 drivers to join. Each, I'm guessing, a bunch of cars head out at the same time onto the track. Yeah, we're waiting for Eggy to join. He's got, I think, quality issues with his monitor or something. And then we're waiting for Drifting to join because he's got issues with, I guess, his game or Xbox in general. So what I'm hearing is, even though this track is notoriously synonymous with rain and chaos in wet conditions, it looks like it's going to be a dry qualifying and a dry Grand Prix. Oh, there we go. Eggy's in. Great. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just Drifting at the moment. And speaking of Drifting, led the championship for every race so far this season up until the last one, where Eggy, due to his consistency, has now taken the lead in the championship. It's very close though, between about 5 or so drivers, and it can all change after today. We've got JJ Francis once again in the Mercedes. Was very defensive last week. Got involved in a few incidents, but we'll see how he favours out this time around. We've got Frankie, who's going to be hoping to get some more points on the board. I think him and his teammate were hoping for rain because they looked like they were showing some pretty good potential there. Enric, race winner in Imola a fortnight ago. Didn't exactly go well for him last time out, crashing on the straight. He'll be hoping for a better result in Canada. Sam L, 5 poles to his name out of the 7 races so far this season. But technically it's 5 out of 6. He did miss a race, I believe. So can he make it 6 out of 7? He's obviously won twice this season. It's the race that has let him down sometimes with his battling with others. Sometimes it's his own mistake, like we saw in Imola. We got Ridian, who's been getting some pretty good results lately, making his way through the field once again in the Williams. We got Josh Hewitt, who fought for the win in Spain last time out. Still got a great haul of points for P2. Obviously, Ridian did get P2, got a penalty, but he appealed it, and it's currently under review. So there could still be some changes because the appeal's gone ahead. That will probably be decided along with the stewarding from whatever happens in this race. We got Lee reserving. Obviously, he dropped down to reserve. Hasn't raced a couple races. Now he's back reserving in the Red Bull. He's lost his right and left end plate. Don't know how. Christian in the McLaren scored points last week, so he'll be hoping for more. Bluey yet to score a point this season, and if the race is crazy enough, you never know. And then Eggy, championship leader, is out on track, and he'll be hoping, because he did, to be fair, in 3 or 4 of his first however many races a year ago, a couple seasons ago, due to his consistency, he did lead the championship for a few races, as there's a bit of a lag. So yeah, this is his 4th, 5th race, leading the championship in his career. He's just hit 40 races in the tier, 11 podiums, but he's still yet to pick up a win. And he's leading the World Championship. The same goes for both tiers, actually. You can see the lag there. But you never know. Canada, it always throws a surprise in there. Bram, 2nd race back in the Williams. He got P8 last time out after staying out on hards when everyone else pitted for softs and mediums. This time around, we'll see how he goes. So Josh Hewitt, 3/10 ahead of Sam. That is both on the softs. As Brownie at Lang, 67 thousandths in front of Josh. Shows some good pace. Definitely not going to be at the back as the Alpine gets out of the way. We move on to Yonder in the McLaren. Getting some good, solid, consistent top 5s in every race he's done, apart from one where he obviously disconnected in Imola. So obviously wasn't his fault. Adam in the Alpine. Still searching for his first points. I believe he's equalled the record now. A bit of an unfortunate record. Most races without a point of 7. So yeah, he goes into his 8th, crosses the line, 3.4 down. And we look to his teammate, Stelios. Repeat winner, just like Sam, in 3rd. Won last time out in Spain as Chubster goes P4. He was the last person I was going to mention. But yeah, Stelios, currently on an outlap, showed great pace in Spain. And he either wins or he has a bad result or DNF. That's literally all his points. They're wins. And yeah, Chubster once again, staying strong with consistency. And yeah, Ferrari very close to one another in the championship. And they're still the team to beat overall, especially with no Aston Martins. Warren, again, not racing. The Clouds covering the circuit a bit more. But yeah, at the moment, Bramley at Lang holds provisional pole. As across the line, there are the two McLarens now. Christian and Yonder. And Eggy now goes P5 to get in the mix of them. But yeah, fair enough. Bramley at Lang, who's done 37 Grand Prix for Ferrari, has done a bit of a science, moved to Williams. Did Spain last week, and now he's doing Canada, and he is already on the ball. Thies isn't racing today, the Tier 2 Season 5 World Champion, but we do have the Tier 2 Season 6 World Champion currently setting the pace, and we'll see what the rest can do. We're still waiting for 7 drivers to set a lap time. Dello invalidated. Stelios, 19.3 in the first sector. He's about to finish the middle sector, 41.4, as he's got the hairpin and 1 chicane to go. And we see Josh Hewitt near his teammate. Is there going to be some toe games? We'll find out. Stelios is going to finish his lap soon. But in terms of this very tight and twisty and some fan favourite track, let's take you through a lap. Josh Hewitt then starts his second run, diving down into turn 1, going over the curb. It's so easy to invalidate as there's such an invitation to take as much time as Stelios does go to the top of the table. Exiting 2, diving into 3 and 4, and that is unfortunately invalid. The blind chicane, the first of 4, should I say, on this track. Yeah, about 80% of the corners are chicanes. Left, right, as Stelios by nearly 2/10, a 9.6, very solid time. Enric, apparently purple middle. Dello 19.7. So yeah, Josh Hewitt will have to go again. Brams just exited the pit lane. We'll look back to Dello 19.7 in the first sector, 42.7 in the middle sector. Enric across the line. P2, 53 thousandths off provisional pole. It always is usually a close quali at Canada. Of course, last week was the top 3 were separated by just over 600ths. As Josh gives his teammate a little bit of a toe there. Dello into the final chicane, has invalidated, unfortunately, as I believe Josh has gone into the pits. So yeah, very unfortunate from Dello there. He's going to have to cross the line and try again. Leah 20.000 exactly on the mediums in the first sector. JJ Francis 41.9, not too bad of a middle from the Mercedes. Chubster on an outlap. Yonder invalidated. 21.6 for Ridian is invalidated though. Lee 42.7, that's about 8/10 off what JJ Francis was doing through the final chicane then. DRS open, blasting whatever battery you have left, keeping it to the line of least resistance, crosses the line, and it's a 10.5 to go. P9 to split the McLarens, the 2 Mercedes and McLarens, the 2 Ferraris. All near one another as across the line goes Lee for P10 now on the mediums. And Bramley at Lang up by nearly a quarter of a second in the first sector. Definitely finding a lot of pace and time through the third chicane already for the Williams driver. Let's see what his second sector can do. We're looking at 41s, 41.3, still up, but he's lost a bit of time, only up by just over 1/10.5. Through the hairpin now, slides out, foot flat to the floor for the next 10 seconds. DRS open through the kink. And you're just hoping and praying that the final chicane comes at you as quickly as possible. A few yellow flags here and there. Green flags through the final chicane. Make or break section. And he's invalidated, unfortunately. He's broke it. And, well, we'll see what he could have done in the end, but he lost a bit of time. Yeah, he was down by 2/10. Unfortunately, Bram lost all that time he found, which could have definitely put him very close to Stelios' time. After that first sector, it looked like he was going to beat it. But yeah, that final chicane with the exit to the Wall of Champions. There are tracks that have those final corners, make or break, and Canada is certainly at the top of that list. You can find so much or lose it all. Chubster on a pretty good lap so far at the moment. Could get himself ahead of his teammate Sam, who is still in the pit lane. Around the final chicane, and he's invalidated as well. As we see in the background, the RB as well, sliding out the final corner. Chubster, yeah, he was down. I believe that's Bluey about to begin a lap. Yep. Adam about to begin a lap as well. Yonder invalidated. Ridian in the first sector. JJ Francis has caused a yellow, I believe, at the end of the first sector. He spun, lost it, and there's Ridian. Oh. See Chubster into the first sector. Obviously, he's just invalidated his run he did. Bram into the pit lane then. 7 minutes remain. Bluey slightly up on his time. Delo's just exited the pit lane. Bluey up by 2 seconds then. Adam invalidated. Right, let's take you through a lap properly then. Hopefully Yonder can finish it thoroughly. Into turn 1 then. Taking a lot of curb. And then sweeping right for turn 2. Not really a chicane. But it may as well be, because it's a left-right complex. Through the first actual chicane. It's a bit blind when you go down the hill. But he's taking that very nicely. Through the kinks now. Flat out to finish the first sector. Up by 1/4 of a tenth. Through the elevation of this chicane. At least on the left. A little bit of a loss there on the rear. DRS open. Heading down into the next one. They come at you one after the other. And you can see the clouds are getting a bit darker throughout the session. Once again, Yonder taking a very nice approach. Now into the hairpin. Heavy braking. So easy to lock up. And so many different lines you can take. Wide, tighter exit, good exit, tight in entry. Wider on the exit. DRS detection now open. And he'll fly towards the make or break final chicane. No one's hit the wall of champions yet so far this session. Yonder through the final chicane. That's one of the best we've seen all session. Takes the line of least resistance. Blasts everything he has left. Across the line for Yonder. A 10.2 to put himself P6. Splits the Ferraris. It always looks like they're going to go right to the tops of that timer as soon as they cross the line. At least here. Looks very interesting. We got Christian, Yonder's teammate, invalidated. Down in P9 at the moment. Bluey managed to find a couple seconds there. Delo, let's look at him. 41.8 through the middle sector. So he's lacking about 4/10 of what Bram was doing. That's very wide and nearly into the wall there on the exit of the hairpin. And Nathan as well. Don't usually see him much in qualifying. He does usually only do 1 or 2 runs at the very end. But he's out there with just under 5 minutes to go. The top 5 still in the pit lane. Looks like Sam's just going to do 2 runs. 1 at the start and end. Nathan sliding out there, but Delo across the line. It is a 1:10.6 to put himself P11 as we see the Red Bull of Enric leaving the pit lane. So he's got to find just over half a tenth to take potentially what would be his first pole in EXFL Tier 2. Of course, we've had 7 races so far. Sam's been on pole for 5 of them. His teammate Chubster got pole in China because obviously Josh Hewitt got a grid pen, and I believe Josh Hewitt also took the other pole in the other race that was left. I'm going to quickly have a look now, just before it gets all chaotic at the end. Yeah, it was Josh at Bahrain, I thought so. So yeah, Sam L currently on 3 poles in a row. Can he make it 4? Well, he's got half a second to find on what was his banker lap. And we know at the end of the session he can definitely get a good lap in. But at the moment, Stelios, who's also never been on pole. 2 wins, but no poles. So I'm sure there's a lot looking out for it. Enric about to begin his lap then. His teammate also on an out lap. And Bluey. So Enric has the track to himself pretty much. Diving into turn 1 then. Let's see if he can find 54 thousandths to put himself 1 place higher. In the Red Bull then sweeping down. Taking that very nicely indeed. Taking all the thousandths and fractions he can by placing his car. And finding 2 and a bit tenths. What a great first sector from the Red Bull so far. Keeping it planted. No losses of the rear. DRS open. And battery management's going to be very vital here. How much do you want to use in the technical parts? How much do you want to save for the straights? He's getting a really good run so far on this lap. This has been great. As he's Nearly 3/10 up. Bit of a distraction from the RB there into the hairpin. But he's taking it all right. The RB gets out of his way just about. Now on the kink. And yeah, foot flat to the floor. A little bit of sunshine there appearing for the Red Bull as he flies past and along the back straight. Now he's just got one final chicane. Make or break. It's been an excellent lap so far for the Red Bull. It's a little bit of a slide out the final corner, giving it absolutely everything is Enric across the line. Can he take back pole position? No! He improves by only a few thousandths. He lost time in that last bit after a little bit of a loss of the rear. And he's still missed out by exactly half a tenth. So now, with 2 minutes remaining, it's the rest who are going to try and challenge Stelios. It's Stelios who has to try and extend his advantage. That looked so assuring that Enric would take provisional pole, but he lost too much time in the last bit. And now we see Yonder invalidated in the first sector. About Lee getting out of the way. RB currently in 8th row for them of Bluey and Nathan. Nathan into the first sector, 20.2. Bluey in the middle sector. It's a 44.3, a couple tenths down. Adam's still on an outlap. Ridian has just began his lap. This time he doesn't invalidate. Takes a very wide exit at the chicane, trying to make sure not to invalid. And here we go. All the laps are starting now. Josh Hewitt also not invalidating, throwing the car in through the first sector. What about Samuel? He's up by just over a tenth and a bit. Josh Hewitt, we didn't quite see his first sector. Bram, let's see how he can do the chicane. Takes it very much tighter than the others. And we know there's 2.5 tenths in here for Bram before he invalidated. He's found it again. And what about Stelios? He's just began his lap. 50 seconds to go then. And Eggy and Dello will be the last two to cross the line. So who's up next? We've got the McLaren of Christian as JJ Francis goes off there. We've got the McLaren of Yonder beginning his lap now with the RB behind. We've got the Mercedes of Eggy about to cross the line. So here we go. Sam L. He's down by 4 tenths. He's made a mistake. Enric is out. That's second at best. Sam L. 5 out of 7 poles so far this season. It's not going to be a 6th. Sam L. Unless he can go again, is going to be 5th at best. Josh Hewitt is invalidated round the final corner. His teammate Dello, with 17 seconds to go, will be one of the last to cross the line. And now we see Ridian, who's gone up to 6th out of all that. And his teammate Bram, what can he do? He's kept it valid. Is this pole position for Bram? Crosses the line. He takes it. 27 thousandths. Bramniat Lang is now on provisional pole, but Stelios is going quicker. He's up by 2 tenths, and now he's just got one chicane left. Chubster finishes 7th. Can Stelios snatch back pole position round the final chicane? Takes it a bit untidy, but across the line. Has he done enough? Stelios takes pole position. He's back on it. And can anyone else find enough time? Samuel is going again. 3.5 tenths up, but he's still going to need to find double that in the last chicane. But it's make or break. You can find so much time. And Samuel fighting once again. And is this going to be pole number 6? Or is Stelios going to become the newest pole sitter in EXFL Tier 2? Is it Stelios or is it Samuel? Across the line for Sam. It's P3. Stelios at the moment is on pole, but Josh Hewitt's getting a bit of a tow from his teammate. And there are still times being set. Josh Hewitt then across the line. Seems like he's the last one to challenge. P4 it is. 17 thousandths from 2nd and 4th. But Stelios once again showing brilliant pace. Now in qualifying, he's on pole for the first time ever in EXFL Tier 2. Bramniat Lang, a brilliant front row. Sam L is 3rd. Josh Hewitt 4th. Enric 5th. Ridian 6th. Chubster 7th. Yonder 8th. Eggy 9th. And Christian manages to qualify in the top 10. 9 thousandths ahead of Lee. 26 thousandths ahead of JJ Francis. A 10th ahead of Dello. And then come Adam and the 2 RBs. Great quali. Yeah, that's quite the gap from Enric to Ridian. Alright then, final setup tweaks, confirming strategies and fuel loads. And we will begin the formation lap then. Round 8 already. Third of the way in of the season. Eggy currently leads the World Championship down in P9. He's got drivers behind him. Very close in the standings. Yeah, unfortunately, drifting's not going to race today. But they pile one by one, and let's see what tyres they're on. Right, mediums and hards. So Sam and Enric are the only ones in the top 10 on hards. Then we've got Lee, JJ Francis, Dello, Nathan and Adam on the hards. Nathan and Bluey and Adam have had something because they've both been disqualified on the formation lap. Interesting. So Sam, L and Enric playing the long game then. 35 laps ahead of us, of course. And yeah, Eggy down in 9th. Drifting obviously in 2nd, but he's not racing today. Level on points with Drifting, though, is Josh Hewitt. So Josh Hewitt planning to outscore Eggy to try and get ahead of him. But only 5 points behind is Chubster in 7th. And 6 points behind is Sam in 3rd. And then 14 points behind is Stelios. Do not discount him. 2 points behind is Yonder in 8th. 1 point behind Yonder is Ridian in... Yonder 7th, Ridian 8th. And then there's an 18-point gap to Enric, who's 5th. So this could still all change. Obviously, like I said, there's an appeal under review, which could, you know, change a few points here and there. Right, here we go. Hopefully it's a really enjoyable and good race. Maybe the strategy will come to fruition. It's very rare someone gets strategy from lap 0, manages to happen by the end. There's usually always a safety car. But to be fair, last season there wasn't as many as expected. This season, 16 drivers at the moment. There could definitely still be a lot of chance. Right, Stelios lines up in P1 for the first time in EXFL Tier 2. 2 wins to his name already so far this season. 50 points. And he's going to be hoping to make it 75 by the end. Bramley at Lang on the inside. Let's see who leads into turn 1. And let's see who gets the best getaway. It's the Canadian Grand Prix then. The 5 lights come on. Ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and away we go in Montreal. Stelios leads away from Bram. And then Sam on the hards fighting away with Josh Hewitt, who's going to go round the outside. Diving down and going wide is GXL Dragon. And he's dropping places, making contact with the McLaren there. As Chubster has, for some reason, just not gone at the start. Stelios leads them from Sam and Josh Hewitt side by side making contact. That's probably already a warning for the Sauber. And once again, Stelios is away, just like Spain. The rest struggling as Eggy is up to 4th. What a start from the Mercedes. Bram on his inside did not get the getaway he wanted. And Josh is fighting away with Sam. He knows he needs to get ahead on the medium compound tyres. And he does get ahead. So Eggy, Bram, Yonder up to 6, Enric down to 7, JJ Francis and Lee up into the points. Dello, what a start from him as well. Up 3 places as well, as is Nathan. And yeah, Ridian may have just missed his braking zone at turn 1 because he went straight on down the inside. Nathan fighting away with Christian there. So yeah, big gap out in front already for Stelios. 2-second gap as we see yellows. And looks like Nathan and Christian have had an incident there. Just moved away from them. But yeah, there's an incident already as Stelios finishes the first lap and has a 2-second lead ahead of Josh Hewitt. Sam L already on the back of him. Eggy, what a start. 5 places up. Really big from the championship leader, and he needed that. Bramley at Lang down 3 places. Not been a good opening lap for Williams. Yonder up ahead of Enric. Obviously, he's on the hards, so he's lost a couple places. JJ Francis on the hards, but he's gained 4 places as that is the grass. As JJ Francis gets a 3-second and late as he goes across turn 3. And then Dello completes the top 10. Ridian's got it all to do from outside the top 10. But we know how he can behave from the start to the end of the race when he starts in those kind of predicaments. Eggy versus Sam. Close, but Sam still stays ahead at the moment. DRS will be happening soon. And, yeah. Oh, it's going wide. The Red Bull. Oh, my God. Lee sliding here and there. JJ Francis fighting away with Yonder to the inside. Slightly tags Enric a bit. JJ Francis gets the move, though, up in the 7th. And now, Sam trying to stay ahead of Eggy there. Josh trying to pull away. He's pretty evenly matched with Stelios. These two, of course, were the top two last week. 1 week later, they're the top two again. As dropping down the order, battles galore. And Yonder's back in front of JJ Francis. Dello is in front of Lee. And Ridian's also trying to get in on the mix as well. GXL Dragon versus GXL Hallam. And it looks like Dragon, on the better tyres, is ahead up into P10. Next up, Dello. So Sam using Josh to his advantage. Of course, remember last time out in Spain, they squabbled so much for second. It let Stelios get, what, a 5-second advantage? This time it's not as bad, but it's still had a repeat. We've got a yellow in the back. I believe that was Lee. Yeah, unfortunately, Lee has lost a bunch of time. He's lost his left end plate as well. And that's dropped him out the points. So Ridian on the back of Dello, 2 seconds off the next car as well. Enric, 3-second time penalty. Yep, pens are going to be a big one here. And now we see JJ Francis getting a great run to the inside of Yonder. But the DRS detection point, they have just passed, so it'll be interesting to see who gets it. Big train here from Josh all the way down to Enric. And JJ Francis did get DRS. He just managed to stay behind enough when the detection point happened. So now he can use it, use hot lap, stay in front. And now Josh Hewitt under pressure from Sam. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't discount Sam out of this. If there's no safety cars, watch him. He's going to be rapid at the end on the mediums. Enric fastest lap, showing good pace, but not keeping it within track limits at the moment. As we see dropping down the order, Lee into the pit lane. And Adam versus Bluey up in 11th at the moment. Dello versus Ridian. And Ridian's got the place. And Adam's got the place on Bluey as well. And Josh Hewitt and Eggy! Big moment between the two of them. Josh Hewitt, 10-second penalty. Severe collision with Eggy. What on earth happened there between the Mercedes and the Sauber? Josh Hewitt has lost half his wing. And that has just completely turned the race on its turn. The top two, provisionally in the World Championship, have now just had an incident. Eggy's lost his left side of his wing, and Josh has lost his right. Have no idea what happened there, but that is a big blow to both of their positions at the moment in the race. So Sam L now, P2, Stelios running away with it as he lets the rest squabble. Put on 3 seconds. Yeah, Josh Hewitt also has to serve that 10-second as well. He was in second. Unless he... Oh, it's all happening now. JJ Francis and Yonder, Bram and Sam. Luckily, that's 2 fine passes right there. So Bram now back up into second where he started. Even though he had a bad start, he's managed to gain back what he lost. And 3 seconds in front of him down the road is the race leader. And Yonder trying to catch this pack as Josh into the pit lane. And Eggy, whoa, sliding there is Ridian, who's lost the place to Dello again. Chubster already up ahead of Adam, Christian, and Bluey, and Nathan. So even though Chubster, I don't know what happened to him, even though he just didn't go at the start, he's making ground, but he's 9 seconds behind the next car. So Eggy pits then onto the hards. Josh Hewitt also onto the hards. Obviously they started on mediums, so they can try and go to the end. Lee pitted onto the mediums. We see Christian and Adam dropping places now for some reason. Looking back to the front, Stelios 3.5 seconds out in front of Bram. Plenty of battery for the guys behind there if they want to try and somehow close in. So Bram under pressure from Sam, who's gaining. He's going to the outside, but Bram will have the inside. Is Sam going to break later? No, Bram will stay in front, and now Sam will try and get the better exit, but now he's got a 3-second time penalty. And Dello and Ridian having to go across, misses the board, but there's not really any ruling about that, so he's fine with that. And we look forward to Sam and Bram fighting into turn 2 as well. Bram still in front of the Ferrari. And Bram using the battery to stay ahead there, wheel to wheel. Enric watching this unfold. Backing out is Sam, slight contact with the Red Bull. JJ Francis, another time penalty, as Yonder and Francis have caught this train because they're fighting so much. And Ridian did manage to get ahead of Dello. They're fighting a lot. 5 seconds to the next car. Chubbs has already taken 2 seconds out of them. So yeah, Josh and Eggy, for their sake, they're going to need a safety car. And this is not the swap. If any of Enric, Sam or Bram wanted to do the swap DRS game to gain on Stelios, it's just going the opposite way at the moment. And now Yonder and Francis find themselves on the back of this train. 5 cars, 5 constructors. And an extra 2 as well, but not within this fight. As we have a yellow, and that's Lee, who's in the wall. Found reverse finally. as Sam in front of Bram, heading into the final chicane. Yonder in front of Enric, but Yonder now gets a pen. Dello in front of Ridian, overtakes galore every lap, heading into the final chicane. Another yellow. I don't know if Lee's in AI or whatever. He's lost his whole front wing. Lee's retired and left the session. Bit weird, unless he's got issues, fair enough. But if not, then, yeah, try again. Stelios about to lap that retired car. So, Bramley at Lang now, 3-second penalty. The top leaders all with pens. Crazy. As Chubster has dropped down the order for some reason. He's going, well, he was going slowly. He's picked up the pace now until he's on the grass. And that's so bizarre. He's in gear 7. I'm not about to say he's stuck in 7th, but I mean, he's lost gears. This is virtual racing. So surely that's not the case. As JJ Francis is now in front of Enric as well. Enric obviously on the hards, but JJ Francis doesn't care. He's on the hards as well. Bram to the inside, using his battery to try and get back up in a second. What a crazy race so far. Bram up in the second. Didn't quite get the move done fully. And he will still have DRS2 pull away. But Sam gaining in the slipstream. Enric back in front of JJ Francis. Dello, 6 seconds off. Ridian, he's lost a bunch of time to Dello for some reason. Yeah, don't know what happened to Chubster. He's now found gears because he's up in 8th now. Genuinely do not know what on earth happened there. But he's back using his gears, not in 7th, but he's lost them a lot of time. So many people out of position, and the only people with time penalties are this train, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. All with penalties. If there's a safety car, even if you're outside the points, let alone just within the top 10, you could be seeing yourself still on the podium here. If there is a safety car, Dello would be 2nd. Or net 2nd anyway. But Stelios, 5-second gap now. It is a repeat of Spain at the moment. It's not like he's even, I mean, don't get me wrong, great pace and all, but with everyone else fighting behind so much, it's let one driver just get away again. It was the exact same in Bahrain with Josh, who's now running in last at the moment. But that was for a different reason. Sam looking left, right, does decide to go right, gets the pass and makes it better on his line to get ahead of Bram. Great stuff from the Ferrari. And they have taken a couple tenths out of it because of that strong, powerful DRS. And Yonder, he's proven to have a great race so far. If we look at places gained, he's up by 4. And, oh, Bram loses the rear slightly. And Enric is tagged due to it. I think that was all just a bit of a Constantino effect, probably. So unfortunate for Enric. Bram got a slide. Yonder had to avoid. And I think Enric didn't have enough time to avoid. Is what I'm going to guess happened there. So 5 became 4. JJ Francis is up by 7 places as well. Let's just hope that when he battles these guys, it remains good. I mean, he's on 6 seconds of pens, though, unfortunately. But him and Sam, I wouldn't discount it because Sam's taken 6 tenths out of Stelios this lap so far. The hards already favouring better than the mediums, nearly 10 laps in. And yeah, still wouldn't discount Sam for the win because he'll be on the quicker tyre towards the end. So we've lost one car. Lee, don't exactly know what happened to him. Bluey now gets a penalty. We start lap 10 then. Stelios, who had a 5-second gap just before last lap ended, is now down to a 4-second gap. Sam proving well on those hards now. Dello closing in on Enric, who's just on his own a bit now, unfortunately. He can probably get within 3 of JJ Francis by the end. Or maybe not. JJ will obviously be on medium, so you never know. Podium could still be on, but that 6 seconds of pens, even at this stage, is going to hurt him. And looks like Bram is really struggling on those mediums because he's nearly lost a whole second to Sam. And soon enough, Sam's going to leave these guys and chase down Stelios. Look at that, another half a second from the Ferrari. Absolutely loving it. And Bram is just about going to stick within DRS. It's very close as they cross the detection. JJ Francis gets ahead of Yonder, and it's going to be close if Bram even got it or not. And JJ Francis is now in front of the McLaren. So did Bram get DRS? He just about did. Yonder's got a full battery to use if he wants. Bram using his battery to close back within a second of Sam. 3.4 behind Stelios. As Yonder's in, trying to go for the undercut, pitting a bit early. And yeah, I wouldn't discount JJ Francis as well. He's got some really good pace, to be fair to him. And it really just depends if you can get Bram now, because Bram will not have DRS at this stage for the next straight. And Yonder pits, and he'll exit, if he hopes, just in front of his teammate. Because obviously the pit lane exit cuts the whole of turn 1, and Yonder's now found himself in a bit of fresh air to try and pump him some good lap times and get an undercut on the people in front. So, yeah, Chubster said his steering isn't working. And I think that was Lee crying. Yep. So, Nathan fighting Adam for a point at the moment. RB versus Alpine. Eggy, 5 seconds behind these guys. Chubster, who may have just pitted, I don't know, is behind Bluey. And going wide there is Bluey, and Chubster is going to, well, he was almost going to get that position, backed off in the end. And yeah, JJ Francis is in front of Bram. And look at that, how much time they lost. JJ Francis, big slide. 2 seconds behind Sam now. 2 seconds behind Stelios. As so Bram is in. And we'll see the difference it makes Yonder to Bram. Puts the hard compound tyres on. Yeah, so Bram really held JJ Francis up there. Or they fought a lot. But now they're all separated. So here's Yonder across the line. Both Williams stacking for some reason. So, yeah, Ridian's going to lose a bit of time there. So there's Bram. There's Yonder. Yonder already ahead. So he's got the undercut well. 1.5 seconds up the road. And, yeah, good call from the McLaren there. Sam, 1.8. He's really looking strong at the moment. Stelios may have cooked his tyres too hard. Because Sam is gaining. And as much as Stelios will pit first to maybe, you know, maintain and maybe even extend the gap, Sam is going to be very quick at the end on mediums. Didn't quite get the run there. It went back up to 2 seconds. Stelios and Hot Lap, they're both practically level with their battery, even in the same mode. So does Stelios pit this lap? No, he stays out one more time. JJ Francis has lost a whole nother second. Enric closing down on the Mercedes with his hard compound tyres as well. Josh Hewitt, 3-second time penalty. Bram, 1.3 behind Yonder. Christian, Nathan, still in front of Adam, who's now sliding there with Eggy. Don't know if there was a bit of contact. But Eggy is ahead with the DRS. Adam blasting his battery, trying to stay ahead. But Eggy's blasting all his and flying ahead. So Adam will stick with him for now. Ridian, 3.3 after pitting as well. Adam, 3-second time penalty. Josh Hewitt in P13. I wonder if he can still salvage a point or something. Chubster still fighting Bluey. So Josh has managed to get past the pair of them there. And JJ Francis gets a 3rd time penalty. And yeah, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but Bluey versus Chubster at the moment. And it looks like Chubster's having steering issues as well. As we see the fight for last place, we see what is probably going to be soon a fight for first place. Stelios, 1.6 ahead of Sam. Chasing him down. The 5-second gap has gone down to 1.3. Chubster all over the back of Bluey. Bluey going defensive to the inside. Chubster going to switch back, but Bluey parking his car right where he needs to. And this is losing Chubster a lot of time right now. Bluey moving left, right, here and there. Just about in within the rules. Josh closing in on Ridian. Bram fastest lap, right on the back of Yonder already. So even though Bram waited an extra lap, he's loving these hards at the moment. Enric another pen. And I guess that's another thing Sam's going to have to worry about. Yonder and Bram, how much quicker they're lapping compared to him. 1.2, they may even undercut the leader. As Eggy gets past Nathan. 4P9, so Eggy back into the points. And if there's a safety car, there's 5 people ahead of him who could still, he could still get ahead. Christian, bit on his own at the moment, 10 seconds in front of the next car. Enric has caught JJ Francis here. As we're about, well, a few laps out from the halfway stage. Stelios still not pitting. And Enric flies past the Mercedes up into P3. So even after that little moment at turn 2, he's back up onto the podium. He has the DRS to stay in third. Dello just caught that. Unfortunately, his first time penalty. Bram gets past Yonder. Down into the final chicane. And is ahead. This is good swapping between the pair. As there he is. Sam is right on the back of Stelios. Bram and Yonder 18 seconds off these lot. And now the fight for the win is well and truly on. So Sam has the DRS. Stelios in hot lap. JJ Francis still sticking with Enric. 7 different constructors in the top 7 at the moment. And all on different strategies. Different penalties. So, can Sam oh. There we go. Right, can Sam get past Stelios before they enter the pit lane? Sam's going to go to the inside. If Stelios wants to pit this lap, he has to make sure not to run into the back of Sam. And he does! Nearly! Well, he pretty much does. And that's made Sam, yeah, well, called it. And that was very clumsy. So, yeah, Stelios wanted to go into the pit lane. Sam was in front of him. It was fully Stelios' fault. He's whacked Sam. Sam hit the wall of champions. He's lost a bunch of time because JJ Francis and Enric are now back within a second. Stelios sped after all that. And he's just completely thrown his race. He's exited the pits behind Yonder and Bram. They did get the undercut. And all of a sudden, it has just kicked off massively. JJ Francis back in front of Enric then as well. And Adam gets another time penalty. Josh up into the points as Christian pits as well. Wow. So top 3 all on hards. Top 4 I guess. Dello obviously hasn't pitted yet but 10 seconds off. And suddenly it's anyone's game with these 3. Sam obviously with the least amount of pens. But yeah, don't know if Sam has damage as well. He got hit and he hit the wall of champions but styled it out with a slide. So he didn't fully crash into it. Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull. Well, this is surely not the lap to pit yet. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Sam has some kind of damage. But visibly, we can't see any. So Stelios nearly back within a second of these lot. But he has a 10-second time penalty. He obviously hit Sam right here. May have got a little too flustered. Forgot about his limiter and sped. Oh yeah, of course. Tyres. Everyone's on hards. Yeah, I'm not going to keep on that. Stelios then, within a second of Yonder, who's sticking with Bram. Bram showing great pace, who's now caught Dello. And probably a good time here. As long as he doesn't lose too much in this chicane, he can get ahead of him. As JJ Francis gets ahead of Sam for the lead of the race. And Enric's on the back of the Ferrari as well. Bram, is he going to get Dello? Yes. What about Sam and Enric? It's close to contact and Sam spins, careering into the hairpin. They connect. And Sam once again drops even further down now. Enric went to the left. Sam, did he squeeze Enric? I've kind of forgotten already, but whatever the case, Sam's gone for a spin and lost even more time. So Bram's ahead of Dello, who's going to be under big pressure from Yonder as well. And looks like Dello's not fighting it too hard. The 3 of them stay out. So that's twice now Sam has been involved in something in like 3 whatever laps. And suddenly JJ Francis, after starting P12, leads the Grand Prix. Stelios doesn't care about his 10-second. He is flying at the moment. 12.1. Yeah, it's a 10th quicker than Yonder and Bram's fastest lap when they put the hard compound tyres on. JJ Francis just staying in front of Enric, who has a run now to take the lead back. Enric, after all his issues at turn 2, leads this Canadian Grand Prix. And JJ Francis and Dello and Stelios now round the outside. JJ Francis gets a pen, another pen, his 4th pen, and Stelios round the outside gets up in a 6th. But he's lost DRS to these guys. Cuts the corner. Stelios 3-second time penalty. I don't know if that was in a bid to try and get DRS, but it hasn't worked. And yeah, unfortunately, he's getting a bit angry now. JJ Francis to the inside. They're going to be pitting soon, so they all need to watch themselves. Sam's got a good run there because those 2 fought. Using his battery. Enric doesn't have DRS, so Sam looking to the inside of the Red Bull. backs off for now. Wasn't really alongside enough. He could have gone for the send, but decided better of it. So Stelios back with Yonder and Bram. Yonder, I'm going to guess this is tactical from him. He knows Bram has got some good pace. He himself has some good pace, but he's just letting Bram tow him along. Ridian in front of Josh, fighting for P9 and 10. Eggy, 18 seconds off these lot. Well past halfway now. No safety car, no VSC so far. The hard runners are going to be pitting soon. But let's see. It was 18 seconds. Look at that. It was 18 seconds, and now Bram and Yonder are 7 seconds behind the leaders. So even though Sam, Enric and JJ are going to be all on pretty quick mediums, they have a huge gap to close in on. And it looks like at the moment, if we just be realistic here, Bramley at Lang is on for the win with 3 seconds of time penalties as JJ Francis trade normally as he's into the pit lane. Probably one of the more difficult pit lanes as it's straight on. You have to get the car stopped, etc. But yeah, at the moment, Bramley at Lang is looking really set on winning this Canadian Grand Prix. And Yonder obviously has 6 seconds. If Bram does get another pen, then fair enough. Game on between him and Yonder. And Stelios, unfortunately, has those pens. Otherwise, he would be also in the fight. JJ Francis pits onto mediums, exits the pit lane. Dello pits as well, so Eggy could gain a place here. But JJ Francis is going to be in clear air now. And yeah, the swaps and trades aren't happening. It's losing them a lot of time. And now Enric versus Sam as they stay out for one more lap. Bram, Yonder, Stelios. So JJ Francis came out 9 seconds behind these guys. So he's got 15 laps to close in. But he's got 12 seconds of pens, so a top 5 right now would be good for him. I swear he got disqualified because of too many pens in Imola. But he may have been on controller. I don't know. Anyway, heading into the pit lane. Question mark. Yep, both Enric and Sam. This time they do it right. Fair enough between the pair of them. And Sam, I still wouldn't discount him because he's on 3 seconds. And I don't know, if there's a safety car, Eggy's brought back into this again, just like Spain. Even after that big incident, we don't know whose fault it was between him and Josh. But speaking of Josh, he can see Eggy in his sights. There's only Ridian and his teammate fighting away to decide that. Enric and Sam exit the pit lane. There's JJ Francis in front of them. So now it's game on. 14 laps, 8.7 seconds. Can they do it? Stelios is in front of Yonder while all that was happening. And now he's trying to get in front of Bram. He's in none, saving his battery. And now it's these three versus these three. 7 different constructors in the top 7. Josh Hewitt, another time penalty. As, well, now he finds himself on the back of Eggy because Eggy's lost another place to Ridian. So suddenly it's Eggy versus Josh again. The top 2 potentially at the moment in the championship, fighting for 9th and 10th. Eggy knows every single person ahead of him. Well, he might not know, but he should know that every single person ahead of him has a time pen. And Stelios is back into the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. And for his sake, he needs to pull away. He needs to disappear like he has done in the start of the last 2 races. And he is doing just that. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Stelios is coming alive at the moment. 13 seconds. He needs to hope these 2 battle. And when these guys catch them, they absolutely go 5 wide on the straight. And speaking of going side by side on the straight, Enric trying to get past JJ Francis. Not working out for him at the moment. That's a good run, but the Mercedes is going to stay ahead for now. Ridian versus Dello into turn 1. Ridian now up into 7th. And Josh Hewitt into the pit lane again. For mediums, yeah, those hards have gone about 20 odd laps. And same with Eggy as well, as Ridian gets the time pen. His second pen as JJ Francis loses P4 to Enric. We got a yellow. And that's at the hairpin. Yonder, Bram. What happened there? Don't know. Maybe there was contact. Yonder, maybe? Not too sure, but at the moment they're all facing forward. Yeah, Eggy's been on those hards for 17 laps. Adam and Nathan now causing yellows as Chubster goes past the pair of them. So a safety car right now, I guess, would actually help Stelios. Because he's gone medium hard. He could probably pit back onto another new set of mediums if he has them. Maybe even softs. Service 10 second. And yeah, be right in the fight. And if there is a safety car, oh my god, would that be a dream for Eggy at the moment. But down in 9th, even at the restart, only with a couple laps to go, I'm not too sure he'd be within 3 seconds of whoever's winning. On track anyway. So Bram, he knows what he needs to do now. Even though he's lost DRS, he knows he just has to stick within 10 seconds of Stelios. And he'll beat him at least. And Bram, I think, just about got the DRS there. And JJ Francis fighting with Enric. Sam behind these lot. And yeah, Bram just has to make sure he doesn't get another penalty. And Yonder can do nothing to him. Switch back from JJ Francis fighting away with the Red Bull. The gap was 8.7, remember, as JJ Francis gets onto the grass. It's only gone down by 0.2. And Enric with the DRS flies back past. It's still the same gap with 10 laps to go. They're not going to catch at this rate. If they ever were going to catch, because that was a huge undercut of about nearly 10 laps. Dello fighting away with Ridian. 4P7. They swap again. Eggy just trying to stick with these guys. His hards must be wearing off quite a lot. Ridian, big corner cut there as he's trying to get back in front of the Sauber, who's got the DRS, using his battery, staying in front. Bram back within a second of Stelios. Oh, going off there. Ridian. So there was contact between him and Dello, I believe. Stelios, another penalty. And that's allowed Eggy to get in front of the pair of them. So Dello and Ridian having an incident there. Fortunately missed it. Apologies, but yeah, Eggy now back up into 7th. And I don't really know if he's going to be able to take those tyres all the way. If he pits, there's still a potential point or two on the board. It's been a race to forget for Chubster. Really unfortunate. So Stelios, way too many pens. What was looking like such a comfortable win. And his only threat being Sam. Well, the race has turned on its head quite a lot now. As Adam getting lapped. And Bluey. They're trying to fight, these two. And they're getting lapped with these three. Look, gets ahead of Eggy. Heading into the last chicane. Ridian's going to try and catch these guys up. JJ Francis now. A 5th penalty. 7 seconds. They have taken quite a bit on that last lap at least. And we'll look just back to Bluey and Adam again, who have been left by the guys lapping them. 10 laps to go then. Crazy Canadian Grand Prix so far. Infested with time penalties. A lot of overtakes. Some questionable, some pretty good. And Bram is doing all the right things at the moment. Started on the front row. Lost a few places at the start. Gained them back. Has done, I don't think, anything wrong. And he's still fighting Stelios for the win. Penalties, or warnings should I say, are all his concern, yet he's still throwing the car to the limit. The Tier 2 Season 6 champion, roaring again with 10 laps to go. But this is Tier 2. He knows more than anyone, because he's a world champion, knows the endurance of a season comes with so much chaos in every race. 22 races, 22 attempts to be hero or zero. And he knows 10 laps is an age. Not just in a league race, but just in general. It's going to take quite a while still before the checkered flag waves. And for him, it's going to be an eternity. So, Adam in front of both RBs now. That's an interesting battle. Well, Nathan's got the DRS. He's got a full battery. Adam's going defensive, blasting his battery as well. They're wheel to wheel, heading in to the chicane. Slight contact between the pair. They just about managed to go wheel to wheel with a bit of contact, but no love lost as Eggy in front of Dello in the second chicane. Scatter the cars all around the track. They're everywhere. And Eggy still in front of Dello. 5.9 now. So they have gained 3 seconds. It's still not over. And, well, at the moment, what? I still don't see why Sam still couldn't finish second here, to be honest. Stelios 16 seconds of pens. Certainly going to drop him below Bram, Yonder and Enric at the moment. That's going off there a bit is JJ Francis. Enric can still find himself on the podium. Dello and Eggy swapping once again. Eggy still holding those tyres together. But he just can't get the turn in like Dello does on those mediums. Dragon, Scotty, third penalty now. Bram made a huge mistake there. He's lost DRS to Stelios. So maybe he's just struggling a tiny bit. Just want to quickly have a look at race wins. Bram has 7. The record is 9 by Oran, who was runner-up last season. 9 wins. Bram, 7 to his name, looking for an 8th. What a wonderful 8th that would be. But Yonder, you never know. If Bram so much as gets another penalty, Yonder is right there to try and fight for his first win. He got that podium, his first podium in Saudi a few weeks ago, and now I guess his job right now is Enric gets a third pen. Yonder's job right now should be to put Bram under as much pressure as possible to see. And you know what? We will have a look at warnings. Why not? Pen 1. He's on 1. Okay. So Bram can afford 1 more warning. Oh my god. Okay, so Eggy's now got a pen. Sam's got a second pen. So that kind of just cements that all Bram has to do now is bring it home with no more warnings. Josh Hewitt gets a third pen. All the top 10 have pens as Sam and JJ Francis go wheel to wheel. Sam has to go across the track. JJ Francis stays ahead then. They've actually lost DRS to Enric, who's trying to close the gap. And yeah, at this rate, Stelios could still end up on the podium. Wheel to wheel between Bram and Yonder. Yonder applying the pressure. Now ahead. And can he really gain 3 seconds on Bram with 7 laps to go? I don't think so. Bram hasn't really got too much battery. Neither has Yonder, to be fair. Neither has Stelios. They're all blasting. And neither has Enric. They've all blasted their battery. They're giving it absolutely everything. Meanwhile, there's just Dello with 80. And Eggy a bit too far behind this time to swap with. They're pulling away from Ridian. Josh Hewitt closing in. Who's got fastest lap at the moment? Is it still Josh? No, it's JJ Francis. We have a yellow. It was it was Stelios. And Ridian's retired. And that is a safety car. Ridian's what? The Wall of Champions? Stelios made a big mistake. And suddenly the race has just been flipped. Again. So Ridian's crashed near the Wall of Champions. Stelios has made a big mistake because he's lost the lead. Oh, and they were right there as well. They've caught them. Well, at least Stelios. Oh my god. Let's get Ridian's reaction. What happened? Oh, he didn't really explain what happened. I'm guessing Ridian lost it. Whatever the case, he's out of the Grand Prix. And now that's going to invite everyone to come into the pits, change their tyres, go on to softs, and we are going to have a big shootout here. The top 9 all have penalties. Christian is P10 with no penalties. And here we go. There's going to be, well, they're all individual teams, so surely they would keep out in the order they are. Oh, that's just Nathan unlapping himself. Adam and Bluey, are they going to get out ahead? There's Yonder. Come on, Yonder, slow down. Let them through. No. So they've let Nathan through, but Adam and Bluey are still lapped. Actually, this is a point. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Wait, so Yonder... Adam's trying to unlap himself. Yonder and Bram... Oh, please avoid one another. I beg. So they're all still in their order. Obviously, Stelios serves his pen, so he's behind them lot. They're all on the softs. Yeah. Christian's on the mediums. So is Chubster. Adam 10-second, ignoring yellow flag. He's trying to unlap himself. And, well, either he's about to be disqualified in about 10 seconds, or he's just going to take the chip on his shoulder and be taking those penalties with him. Whoa. Christian into the pit again for softs. That's going to allow Chubster now. Chubster has a huge opportunity now to be the lead person without a pen. As Christian puts the softs on, has he just lost? maybe a potential valuable place there. Chubster has had an awful race so far. Let alone he's P10. Nathan's now in front of Christian as well. Chubster could still see himself 5, 6, maybe even 7 places by the end here. Bluey, 10-second ignoring because he's also lapped and he's overtaken. So, well, what's the point of that then? You've overtaken to unlap yourself, to pit and lap yourself. So Bluey's managed to unlap himself. Don't know if he's going to catch in time. Right, Yonder, Bram, Enric, Sam, JJ Francis, Stelios. Della will catch. Then Eggy. Then Josh Hewitt. Then Chubster. Wow. And exiting the pit lane is Adam, just in front of the Sauber of... what? Dello, I think. Right, everyone's... Well, most people are on soft. Bluey, for some reason, is still on really old hards. Right. So Bram on 3 seconds of penalties. Dello on 3 seconds of penalties. Eggy on 3 seconds of pens. And then you have Chubster and Nathan on no pens. Oh. Okay, cool. You always see 1 or 2 of those throughout the order. It's a heart-stop moment. Oh, was that the right thing for Christian? Oh, I mean, originally, he should have just pitted onto the softs, not mediums. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lost any places and would have been the prime candidate in P10. But now, it is Chubster. Yep. This is about to get very chaotic. And the order is going to change detrimentally. If I do not get 6 seconds, I will be good. Yes, I agree. Bram should be able, because there's so many cars between him and Chubster, he should be able to get a 3-second gap and still hold on to this win. But the safety car stays out one more time. Into the pit lane is Bluey, serving that 10-second. They haven't even changed the tyres yet, and he's going to get lapped. But he can cut turn 1. There are the drivers. Come on, Bluey. Full throttle. Go, go, go. There's Yonder. There's Bluey. Oh, it's going to be close. There's the detection point, and I think Bluey... Oh, he's still going to try and get ahead of them all. Hopefully, we always pray whenever backmarkers try and do this, it just doesn't mess up the leaders. And, yeah. Somehow Bluey got away with that, even though the line, the safety car was ahead, but oh well. So we've lost Lee for some reason. Still don't know really why. We've lost Ridian because he crashed at the Wall of Champions, or near there anyway. And the top 11 have caught the train. Make that the top 12. Bluey on his own. Adam is, as Bluey's got a pen under safety car. Adam is in between, what, Sam and JJ Francis? No. What? Oh, is he in between? That's a... Oh, Stelios and Dello. Must have just swapped there. Well, I think the safety car is going to come in this lap, and we are going to have a 3-lap shootout for the win. Yonder will lead them away. Bramley at Lang, the prime candidate to win this race. But watch out for Chubster, Nathan and Christian. No pens to their name. How many places are they going to gain due to other people's penalties? JJ Francis is not going to score points at this rate. But we'll see. It's an all-out brawl. And it all depends when Yonder goes. Bluey hasn't caught the track, hasn't caught the pack. Adam's going to have to move out the way of them all because there's going to be blue flags. Yonder will go soon. Climbing up the gears. He's gone. Then Bram. Then Enric. Sam. JJ Francis. Stelios. Dello. Eggy, Josh, Chubster, Nathan, Christian, Bluey, and Adam. Now in the lapped phase, fighting away with his teammate. Here we go then. And it looks like they're all single file at the moment. No one really battling wheel to wheel. As, yeah, Adam just moving out there in front. Chubster making sure to stick with these guys. It's imperative for his race that he doesn't get any pens. And looking further front, Yonder keeping a good 7/10 gap to Bram. He can afford to make some He can afford to lose some positions here, Bram, if he really wants to. Sam versus JJ Francis. JJ Francis blasting everything, trying to get ahead of the Ferrari. Not quite doing it for him at the moment. JJ Francis, a 6-time penalty. Christian now fighting away with Nathan. That's losing them a heap of time. And now it's Chubster on his own. As we see down the inside, Josh versus Eggy, like he was at the start. And now Josh Hewitt is in front of the Mercedes. And Nathan and Christian fighting away, losing 2 seconds there. And, well, we've only got 2 laps to go. Let's have a look at race leader, Chubster. Oh, it's close. It is so close. And there's Stelios in front of JJ Francis, but he's got it all wrong. And Stelios still in front of the Mercedes. Dello lets his teammate go. Bramley Lang versus Enric down into turn 1. Bram, Enric, wheel-to-wheel stuff between the Williams and the Red Bull. And Bram's still going to stay ahead, but Bram and Enric are both blasting their battery. Wheel-to-wheel. Enric's not giving up, but he might have to now because Bram is ahead. Wheel-to-wheel between the pair of them. Yonder's gone, and he's going to win this race on track. And he's under all sorts of pressure as Bram now. And that battling has let Chubster gain a bit. And it's still not out of the question that Chubster could still win this race. Adam has retired on track for some reason, but there's not enough laps for a safety car. DSM Yonder is going to probably win this race on track. No issues with him. It just, unfortunately, with his 6 seconds of pens, it's going to drop him down the order. Enric all over the back of Bram, who's going to get quite under pressure here from all the people behind him who have DRS. They're all going wide. Chubster must be so nervous right now. Stelios and JJ Francis banging wheels there. Bram, no battery left, really. Enric, barely any himself. He's still going to go for the inside on Bram. And, oh, this is going to be close. We're heading into the final lap now. Yonder, 6 seconds of pens. Enric, 9. Bram, is it going to be him? Or is it going to be Chubster at the moment? If they finished right now, Chubster would win the race. And he's P9 heading into the last lap. Is Chubster going to win the race while finishing 9th? He had wheel issues. He was stuck in 7th gear. He was last at one point. And there's a slide and another collision. The 2 Mercedes go around. JJ Francis and Eggy have now lost a bunch of time. Chubster finds himself 7th. But after all that, I think that lost him a lot of time as well. And was that the moment where Chubster's potential fight of a win has gone? Because it looks like Bramley at Lang has got it under control. Or does he? Because it's so close between him and Yonder as well, 2.3. It could really go any way. Chubster could still probably definitely get a podium here. And it looks like at the moment, throughout it all, he's just managed to keep it within track limits. There's still a chicane to go. But Bramley at Lang, 2.6 off Yonder, but does have DRS. Yonder is going to win this race on track. Bram, as long as he makes it through the final chicane, looking like he's going to take victory here at Montreal. Round the final corner for Bram, and across the line, Yonder will win it on track. Then Eggy, then Bramley at Lang wins the Canadian Grand Prix. And where is Chubster? P2 from 9th starting the last lap. Yonder still gets the podium. And it was so close between Chubster and Bram. Just over a 10th. If Chubster didn't lose a bit of time, I think because of the Mercedes spinning, he may have got the win. But it is Bramley at Lang, the winner, ahead of Chubster. Yonder, out of all that, still got the podium. Sam 4th, Stelios 5th, Dello 6th, Enric 6th, Nathan his 3rd P8 of the season, Eggy 9th, still ahead of Josh Hewitt, Christian 11th, JJ Francis 12th, Bluey will be 13th. What a crazy race. Chubster was outside the top 10. He was nearly lapped. He was nearly lapped, and with 5, 6, whatever laps to go, he's nearly just won the race. Unbelievable. Well, that was the Canadian Grand Prix, a very hectic race. So Bramley at Lang win. Oh, this is going to be a long race, director. They didn't break it, at least. Wow. I just got it. Right, Bram, Chubster, Yonder. Got it. Hope everyone was watching that, enjoyed it, because it was from a viewer's point of view. Just classic tier 2. Chaos, but good chaos. Chubster, Bram, and Yonder.
Oh my god.
Right, we have the top 3 joining the party now. We'll just wait for, I think, Yonder now. There's Bram.
You.
Go to the cars.
Hogan deserves second.
Still waiting for Ethan to join, but anyway, we'll start. Just to check, Bram, have you included your audio?
Yes. Yes.
Here, have you included your audio?
Yeah.
Well then, wow. Okay, let's start off with our winner for the Canadian Grand Prix, Bramley Lang. Welcome back.
Oh, it's been a while.
It has indeed. Wow, what a race from you.
I just don't know.
How are you feeling right now?
The adrenaline was insane. I haven't felt that since season 6.
Yep. And like you said, your second race, and your 8th Grand Prix win, one off the all-time record. There's Ethan. So yeah, when I checked, you had a 3-second time penalty and 1 warning. In the last, did you get any more warnings after that, or?
I did not, but
No.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't busy with that at the end.
Yeah, you had quite a lot to handle from Enric and other drivers behind that, and you only just got it because of all the squabbling and battles by 0.145. Chubster was 9th heading into the last lap, and you know, if the race was 1 lap shorter, he would have won because he was within 3 seconds of you starting the last lap. Wow.
And I had 1 warning.
But yeah, what a race. And congratulations to you. That's certainly going to propel you higher up. You did decide to pit for softs this time under safety car.
I did remember what a pit stop was this time.
Yeah. I can't actually really remember if you were involved in anything.
I was involved in a incident in the first lap, but that could have never been my fault. I got rear-ended and lost like 4 positions because of that.
Oh, right, that's fair. There was one moment exiting turn 2 where you lost the rear a bit. Whoever was behind you tried to avoid it, and Enric was the guy behind them, and I don't think they had enough time to avoid, so he got spun a bit. But I don't really think that would be your fault.
We pitted.
Oh, it was Yonder. Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, yeah, Ethan.
I did see JJ. I did see Enric fall like 4 seconds off the back of us.
Yeah,
so maybe JJ or someone caused a distraction.
Anyway, there's so much to look after that race. Anyway, well done, Bram. On to, oh my god, what even is the next race? Austria, I think.
My favorite.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be 9th.
Interesting. Austria. I mean, you literally said before today, I'm gonna be at the back, and you've won the race.
I mean, that was kind of a joke, but a win was too far. But I knew a podium was realistic for this race. I knew with the pace I had, especially even last week, I knew a podium is possible, and like every track I'm decent at. But a win today, especially after my two runs in qualifying. It was looking more and more realistic, and then at the start I dropped back, and I don't remember what his name was. That Greek guy just was ahead of me. Okay,
Stelios.
I will settle for a second place, a third place, a podium is really possible, and then he just spat into the pit lane, and my undercut really worked, and yeah, that was the reason why I won today. Not on pace, on strategy.
Yep. And you should be very happy with that win. Congratulations. And yeah, on to Austria. So moving on to second place. Mahir, wow.
I don't deserve it.
Wow. I saw you were like stuck in 7th gear. You had some steering issues, you said?
Okay, this Fanatec McLaren wheel has been acting up the past
Right.
few months, and it was fine before because I practiced before we start, and then once the formation lap's done, nope, it's not switching. It's not switching.
Oh, is that
and
why
then
you didn't go at the start?
yeah, and then like 6 laps into it, it came back again. It's literally like my whole Fanatec glitched out. It was flashing, and I was about to quit, but I'm like,
I'm busy. Give me like 5 minutes.
and I set it up. It was still not starting. Then I realized it connected, and then I realized I was watching your stream to make sure I haven't been overlapped because I needed a safety car if I got back, and then it started working normal. And by the time I hit safety car, I was really happy. And then
Yeah.
I didn't know how
Like,
much seconds everyone else had, but
in front of you had time penalties. You were 11th, and then Christian pitted again, so you're obviously the first person to not have a penalty. And yeah, at one point you were on for the win heading into the last lap. You would have won, but then that extra lap, I think the two Mercedes, when they had an incident, did that make you slow down? Like, did you have to slow down because of that?
no, I just went through it. I was not
Oh,
gonna
right,
break.
fair enough. Oh, so it was so close then, because I think it was half a tenth or a tenth heading into the last lap. You were ahead of Bram, like in terms of pens, and then I think that last lap you were just maybe like 2/10 slower, and that was all the difference. But still, after all that, it just shows anything can happen, and you've
I've
still
never
walked
been
away
for a
with
happy.
a P2.
I've never been happy for
Wow.
a safety car, and I was even driving for like maybe 7 laps because I was
Yeah.
literally fixing.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
think it's the steering
that-
wheel. I don't know.
Fanatec wheels, they're just very inconsistent sometimes. Hopefully it works out better. And you said Austria next week is your favourite.
Yeah, that was the best race I had to keep up with the fastest people that are up front, and I
Oh yeah, of
stood on
course.
pace.
Yeah, last season you were
But
definitely
that,
up there, way up
but
there.
but that day, someone rang the doorbell, and then
Oh
it
right.
threw me off. So
Oh
I had to
right.
open the door.
Well, you've achieved a pole from China. You've just equaled or just got your best ever result in EXFL Tier 2 of P2. Maybe a potential win is on the cards next week then. Very much looking forward to that, and well done today.
Thank you.
Ethan, are you there, mate?
Yep, I'm here.
Have you included your audio?
Yep.
It is another podium for you, Yonder. Obviously winning on track, but the 6 seconds of pens obviously dropped you down a bit. Where did you start again? Like 7th, 6th, 8th, 6th?
8, yeah, about that region.
8th.
7, 8,
Well, you
9.
made a really good start. You were fighting with the top guys, swapping here and there, and then you're obviously in the top 3 fighting with Bram and Stelios. And then at the restart, perfected it, got away, let the rest. It seems like P1 recently, anyway, in the last few races, is so crucial because second, third, whatever, squabble so much because they just let Stelios get away for the second race in a row until obviously Sam had really good pace to chase him down. But anyway, let me just switch to McLaren real quick. Yeah, it's another podium for you, another great haul of points, especially since, for all three of you really, the top guys at the front didn't really score too many. So that's really bringing you three up the order as well. So, yeah, very interesting times ahead. How did you find that race?
It was a good race. I mean, Canada is one of those tracks that you do need to practice on for not only setup wise, but for track limits. And then well, that showed to be the case as a lack of practice got me those 6 seconds. So I was basically just practicing throughout the race how to avoid those. Um, yeah, as you said, just trying to keep the top guys. I think I pitted quite early. I think it was like lap 10 onto the hards from the mediums, just to try something different. Ended up, I think Bram said at the time in the party, I think I gained like 1.5 seconds on him and actually jumped him just over the course of one lap. So that was pivotal. And then we were just doing a bit of DRS training until the safety car came out, which was good initially for us. But then, I had a look at the stream and saw that Hubster and a couple of other quick guys at the back had actually got no pens. I was a bit worried. And yeah, got away well off the restart. Once I saw that second come up just before the DRS, I was thinking there's potentially a shot for a win here. But I did think Bram was going to
2.5, 6 at one point.
Yeah, I think in the end it would have been about 2.7. I did think Bram was going to get me. I think 3 seconds to pull in 3 laps was a bit too unrealistic.
Especially a track like Canada, 70-second lap time or whatever it is.
And
that's
then,
fair. But
I
still,
didn't realise Chubster would come all the way through and, lit us in the end. But fair play for keeping it clean and whatnot. I'm happy with the race. If I would have taken the result at the start, but now I'm looking at it, maybe if I just would have put like even 10 minutes practice into it, maybe we could have cleared up on the penalties.
Yeah, that's fair. How are you feeling about Austria next week?
Well, at this current moment, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to be available for Austria.
That's fine.
But in the event that I am, if I'm honest, it's not really one of my better tracks. Give that one away for free. But yeah, I mean, it's good if you can just stick in that DRS train. You should be all right for most of the race. But yeah, as you said in the previous question, it seems to be whoever's in P1 on a restart or on the start of the race seem to get away, and that seems to be, for the most part, what seals the deal. So hopefully it's close throughout the field and it's not just one person followed by the race for second.
Yeah, obviously, I think after a few laps in last week and this week, Stelios' gap got closed down a lot. Josh last week, Sam this week. So it's not all doom and gloom if one just gets out at the start, because I'm sure the rest will challenge. But yeah, it's so unpredictable at the moment. Literally, I think that race had everything. Like, you could not write that right at the end. Just, it looked so done for Chubster outside the top 10. No points. And one safety car, and he's walked away with second. Like, fair enough. But yeah, well done to all three of you. A lot of haul of points. Big haul of points. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pens. I'm sure that's not going to be the end of the matter. As for you three, I'm pretty sure you should all three be able to hold on to your positions well. So be happy with that. And yeah, we'll see, hopefully, all three of you back in Austria. That has been the Tier 2 Season X Canadian Grand Prix. Round 8. We're over a third of the way done now with the season. And there is still way too many in the fight still to call it however many in this fight for the title. Still got a long way to go. And yeah, on to the Red Bull ring.